And welcome to the Municipality of Monroeville's agenda setting meeting, Citizens Night, and regular council meeting for May 12th, 2020. It is approximately 7:20 p.m. Could all please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Thank you. I'm going to lose a few.
I got this. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are having a Zoom meeting during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our real desire is for our June meeting to get back to our regular in-person council meetings and our regular work session and Citizens Night as we typically advertise, we typically have scheduled every month. But in the time being, for the sake of public health and safety and to comply with the governor's orders, we're going to have this Zoom meeting, and we're combining both of our meetings together. It's something that we can do through the Home Rule Charter and through the Borough Code. So we're holding this meeting in that fashion. If I could please have a roll call. Sharon, please.
Eric Grieslock.
Here.
Mrs. Gatos.
Here.
Mr. Poach.
Here.
Mr. Harvey.
Here.
Mr. Wolfram.
Here.
Mr. Ursinko.
Here.
Mr. Williams.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Little.
Here.
Mr. Ratcher.
Here.
Mr. Hugus. Go ahead.
Thank you. And I just want to ask everyone's patience as we get through these meetings. They're not the easiest meetings to hold, but we're going to get through it this evening. I wanted to really just start this meeting off by just thanking the entire public for complying with the stay-at-home orders and to doing everything they can do to try to stop the spread of this virus. Really want to start with saying thank you to the healthcare workers, all the healthcare staff people that are reporting regularly, our health essential business employees, our restaurants that are doing takeout, to our grocery stores, to the stores that are open. I want to thank them for serving our community. I thank the municipal staff for doing everything they have done, including our police department and our first responders. During these Zoom meetings, what we've been asking the public to do as far as public comment is to send your comments to the municipal manager. The comments were to be in yesterday, Monday, May 11th, by the end of the workday, by 4:30 p.m. We did receive one email, one public comment from Tom Henningsen. Has received this entire thread as well, so they're already up to date on this item as well. But Mr. Henningsen was asking numerous questions about the Sandy Hill development and Maple Crest Lane. Questions about the elevation, the right-of-way, drainage, and the current state of the survey markers and the road drawings. And he was asking for the road drawings to be reviewed. Just so council knows, the site plan has already been approved by council. There's really nothing councilmatic, any kind of decision that we can make on this, but our staff is working with the developer and working with Mr. Henningsen to work through some of these issues. But at this point, the developer is complying with everything that we're asking them to do, and they are following the site plan as it was laid out and designed. Mr. Henningsen had some other comments with that, but our staff is working with him and the developer. If there's more items, or if there's any items that council has to vote on, that'll be brought to your attention at the June meeting. But at this point, it's a staff matter at this point. And actually, that's all the citizens' remarks we've received. And I'll be closing the citizens' night meeting. And we're moving over to our regular meeting. And we have a proclamation, the National Police Week and National Peace Officers Memorial Day. So I'm going to read this into the record. I have a motion of the Mayor of Monroeville recognizing National Police Week and National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Where Congress of the United States of America has designated the week of May 10th through May 16th to be dedicated as National Police Week of each year to be National Peace Officer Memorial Day. And whereas the law enforcement officers are guardians of life and property, defenders of the individual right of free men, warriors in the war against crime, and dedicated to the preservation of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas it is known that every 57 hours an American police officer will be killed in the line of duty somewhere in the United States, and 187 officers will be seriously assaulted in the performance of their duties, our community joins with other cities and towns to honor all peace officers everywhere. Therefore, I, Nicholas Griesbach, Mayor of the Municipality of Monroeville, Pennsylvania, proclaim the week of May 10th through the 16th to be Police Week. I call upon all citizens in this community to especially honor and show our sincere appreciation for our police officers of the community by deed, remark, and attitude. I call upon all of our citizens to make every effort to express their thanks to our men and women who make it possible for us to leave our homes and families in safety each day and return to our homes knowing we're protected by men and women willing to sacrifice their lives, if necessary, to guard our loved ones, property, and government against all who would violate the law. Council, I have an executive session announcement and for the public that council conducted an executive session via teleconferencing on Sunday, April 26th, 2020, and Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, before the council meeting for personnel and litigation reasons. Council legislative action, if any, shall be taken at tonight's May 12th council meeting. Council, we're moving over to the minutes. We have submitted for your approval the Citizens Night meeting of April 14th, 2020, the council work session, the regular council meeting of April 14th, 2020. So you have those meetings in front of you. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any comments, questions, or additions, council? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. We have a roll call, please.
Mrs. Gatos? Mrs. Gatos?
You're muted.
She's muted.
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram?
Aye.
Mr. Urasenko?
Aye.
Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams?
Mr. Williams, do you approve the minutes?
Aye.
Thank you.
The ayes have it. Council, moving over to our reports of the tax collections. Is there a motion to approve those tax collections?
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the reports. Any comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Urasenko?
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Thank you.
The ayes have it. List of bills and budget transfers. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Okay.
Motion and a second to approve. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram?
Aye.
Mr. Urasenko?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
The ayes have it. And our payroll report. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Urasenko?
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram?
Aye.
Mr. Harvey?
Aye.
Mr. Poach?
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Council, vacancies on boards, commissions, and authorities in your packet. It's in the blue section. Mrs. Gatos, do you have anything this evening?
I do not. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Poach,
Nothing at this time, sir.
Mr. Harvey,
Nothing.
Mr. Wolfram,
I have nothing, Mayor.
Mr. Arasinko,
Nothing.
Mr. Williams.
Nothing tonight.
Very good, thank you. Council, moving over to our bids and proposals. We have 3 this evening. Mr. Little, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we have 3 bids and proposals. The first one is the 2020 paving program. The second one is the 2020 seal coat crack seal program. And the second one is the 2020 fog seal program. We have received the bids for the paving program, and we received 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bids, and the low bid for the paving program was Dairy Construction of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, for $878,646.40. And I would recommend to council to approve this bid. And just as a comment, the bid come in a lot lower because of the oil prices being reduced. So I would recommend to council to approve that bid.
Mayor, please, can we?
One second, no, 1 second. If there is a motion to approve it,
I did. I made the motion.
is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, Mrs. Gates, your question.
I was gonna ask if we couldn't do them all at one time.
You want to make a motion to do that?
I
Or-
do.
Greg, do you want to, Mr. Arasinko, do you want to modify your motion?
I'm making motion to approve them all at the same time, long as it's the lowest responsible bidder.
Yes.
Okay, and the second, we have a second, motion is second for that. Any other comments or questions or discussion, council?
I have one, Mayor.
Mr. Harvey?
Mr. Hugus, is it still true that we can add to or delete from this bid package?
Yes, you can
Right.
delete what you want to do.
Okay.
It's a good- excellent point. Any other comments or questions, council?
This is,
Yeah, I do have, Mayor, excuse me, I have a comment. I believe.
Mr. Little, go ahead.
Yeah, we should read into the record on what the low bids were, who we're awarding it to. And that would be for the Silco program would be Russell Standard, $194,446.19. And also for the fog program, the fog seal program also would be Russell Standard Corporation for $206,172.01.
And that company has done work in the municipality in the past too.
Yes.
Any other comments, council?
Nope.
We have a motion and a second to approve all 3 bids and proposals. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gatos,
Aye.
Mr. Poach,
Aye.
Mr. Harvey,
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram,
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko,
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Moving over to our consent agenda, Mr. Little, we have 1 motion this evening.
Okay, one motion, a motion to furlough 10 full-time library employees and 2 full-time senior citizen employees effective May 5th, 2020 until at least July 6th, 2020. This is a recommendation that I have made to council, and this is the opportunity under the Home Rule Charter for council to ratify it at the following meeting.
Motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve. Any comments, council? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Williams,
Aye.
Mr. Arasinko,
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram,
Aye.
Mr. Harvey,
Aye.
Mr. Poach,
Aye.
Mrs. Gatos.
Aye.
The ayes have it. We have 1 resolution this evening. Mr. Little.
Okay, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to be the designated agent for the disaster relief 4506 COVID-19 money. This is the reimbursement money from the federal government, which will go to the state and all the municipalities that have encountered any COVID-19 expenses such as overtime, or masks that they have purchased, sanitizing equipment, a whole host of items that come under this. And there's also a whole host of items that do not come under it. The Chief of Police, Doug Cole, and myself, we last Wednesday, we attended through a Zoom meeting about a 2.5-hour webinar on this reimbursement money. So this is the resolution appointing me as a designated agent to sign the documents.
Motion to
Motion.
approve that.
We have a motion, second. Motion and a second. Any other comments?
I'm sorry, was that you, Eric, that seconded it? Okay,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any other comments, council? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gatos,
Aye.
Mr. Poach,
Aye.
Mr. Harvey,
Aye.
Mr. Wolfram,
Aye.
Mr. Arsenko,
Aye.
Mr. Williams.
Aye.
Guys have it. Moving over to our reports of staff. Mr. Ratcher, do you have anything this evening?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Little,
No, I do not have any report.
Mr. Hugus,
No, Mayor.
and Ms. Rock is not in attendance. We will start with council reports. Mrs. Gatos.
I just hope everyone had a nice Mother's Day this past weekend. And again, wash your hands, stay safe, stay home. Things are going to start opening up, but use some common sense. Other than that, stay healthy. That's it.
Mr. Poach.
Sure. Again, I echo Linda's sentiments too for everyone's personal safety and concern, no question about it. And also, I want to just thank all of the municipal employees for what they've been doing, their sacrifices ongoing. We're hoping that Monroeville is going to be able to come through this in a fashion that's befitting of us, that, we're able to keep doing the things that we need to be able to do. So good luck to everybody out there as well, and wash your hands.
Thank you. Mr. Harvey.
I just want to thank the same people that Mr. Poach just thanked, all our public service workers, all the people that from the volunteer fire companies, the police department, EMS, and the people that everybody seems to forget sometimes is all those people that work at our 2 hospitals. Everybody from the janitorial people that clean the place to the healthcare workers that have been putting in so many hours over this thing. I just want to thank both UPMC and Forbes.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Wolfram.
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to go along with saying what everybody else has said. Thanks a million to all those people who are out there protecting us and doing what they can, especially the police and everything like that. And also, I'd like a personal thank some of the council members who have called me this week about my ongoing fight with cancer that I just got. So again, thank you guys for calling me and backing me up.
We wish you the best. Mr. Arsenko.
Yeah, obviously, with Linda, Eric, and Ron, I agree. Thank you to all the folks that are helping us. But I'm going to do it one spin a little bit deeper than you did, Eric. I think because of we're Monroeville, we're going to do just fine. And we're going to have our issues, but I really believe in my heart and soul we will get through this, and not many changes, at least I hope not anyway. Very positive on that end. And Mayor, thank you for running a good meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Arsenko,
Yes.
you were to make
Oh,
a,
yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, to make it official that Linda's going to be the council liaison for the Labor Day festivities, if you will, with our 4th of July, as well as our American Legion group that's going to be working together on that. And I think also our foundation is going to be there. So Linda, thank you for stepping up to do that.
sure, and I'll give updates as they, happen.
And thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Mr. Arsenko?
That's it, sir. Thank you.
Very good. Mr. Williams.
I want to wish mothers a happy belated Mother's Day. The other thing is, we should all call our state representatives and instruct them to keep the unemployment office working until they catch up on all this unemployment business. It's crazy that they're so far behind. Another thing is disposal box at the police department for discarded dry meds only. If you discard meds in the trash, they end up in the water system. So there's a box there. You can bring your meds in the police department and you can put them in that box and they'll be taken care of correctly. And that's all I have tonight.
Very good. Thank you. I'll wrap up the meeting here.
I'm sorry, Mayor, please. I'm sorry. I forgot one thing.
Go ahead, Mr. Gatos.
I wanted to let everyone know that we are opening the parks back up. The big park has been opened. The community parks will be open by this Thursday. The bathrooms, we're going to put back up the nets for tennis and pickleball, but not for the basketball yet due to the congregations. So that everybody can get out. It's going to be a really nice coming weekend. So people can get out, but again, remember your safeties.
I would assume also that would be soccer would not be out there either.
No, you can't have any big groups. No baseball, no soccer, and no basketball.
Very good. Yes, we are waiting for some guidance from the state on some of those items. But this whole time, yes, the community park has been open for walking, biking, and hiking. Obviously, we want people to be social distancing the whole time. All the neighborhood parks have been open for walking, biking, and hiking. But the fields are all closed. The pavilions are closed. The playgrounds are closed, and courts. We're asking people to stay off of those. We are going to be making some soft changes with some of the other sports, as Mrs. Gatos mentioned. And yes, bathrooms are going to be opened up here shortly. But we still want everybody to keep socially distant. You do not have to wear a mask while you're exercising. That is a guideline through the state. But we are asking people to stay at least 6 feet apart, not to go in groups. Try to stay with just your family and loved ones. We're hoping to make further changes on that very soon. I think everybody is ready for things to change. The Memorial Day and 4th of July parades and events. I've gotten a lot of questions about the canceling of the Independence Day parade and the festivities. The issues people don't understand is that it's not that that is far away. It's in July, but the problem is that the committee had to plan for the parade. So we have committee members that some of them are older. They would have to meet, and also they have to work with organizations that are not open right now. So that was one of the challenges with the Independence Day parade and having that. So people think, oh, you're just canceling it, and that's a quick judgment to make. But it was more about the planning phase of it. But as everyone knows, we're going to be planning a combined Memorial Day and 4th of July celebration for the Labor Day weekend. And there'll be more details to come out about that event as we get closer to that time. The farmers market will be opening up this Saturday, May 16th. You can go to the municipal website. There are some extra guidelines. It's going to be the same things as probably everybody's already complying with at the grocery stores and in general with socially distant, wearing masks, and they'll have some other guidelines over there at the farmers market, but that does begin on Saturday, May 16th. And lastly, I just want to comment on the motion that was approved for the layoffs. Certainly with the COVID-19 pandemic, we are going to have a lot of challenges financially, not only in the municipality, but for the entire country. And council and management has to look at every avenue to save money and also to look at public health and public safety. The vote has been taken, and it was the manager's decision. But I just want to stress my non-support of laying off employees. We did have the 10 library employees that voluntarily asked to be furloughed, which I would support that, a voluntary furlough. But the 2 employees at the senior center, Chris and Carol, to continue what they're doing and providing service to the residents, I would have wished that council would have followed in line with what the county senior center are doing and providing services to the seniors who need it. It's over 6,000 members, and it's a trying time for many of them. I wish council would have reconsidered that. But the hope is that we can get things back up and running and back to normal as quickly as possible. And with that, I seek a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you and good night.